Finally, back at the garage. After a long delayed break, shall I say? Not really. Last week, I was in Arizona on a work trip, replacing a whole bunch of lights. That was an interesting flight. But, nonetheless, back with somewhat of a video this week. I am a little bit sick, so I won't be doing a whole lot of physical activity, shall I say. But I'll give you a little update and see what's going on with the important stuff here. So, lately I've been working on recoating the Miata. I stripped off all the old seam sealer, any surface rust that it did have, any little bit here and there. Redid the seam sealer with AC Delco and POR seam sealer. And then of course the car is coated in POR. So she's pretty clean now. Trying to keep the rust away besides, you know, that little $50 size piece there. But what you're actually here for, this car. This is a 1980 SA22C RX7. So it's before the FB, when they got the smooth integrated bumpers and the weird taillights, fancy bits like power windows and such. Of course, you know, I pulled the 12A and the 5-speed out of it. Gone, sold. Because we're putting that in it. This is a 2005 Renesis engine out of an RX8. It is the 4-port. This is out of an automatic car. Because you'll notice if you look at the intake system here, it only has the standard 4 ports. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, of course. Whereas the manuals and 06 and above automatics got 6 ports. So they got the secondary ports right there with the secondary air injection system. The automatics still have the VICS, which is the variable intake control system. Funny to see a rotary with intake valves, I know. But we're taking this automatic engine, combining it with that flywheel, that lightweight flywheel, and the manual clutch setup, and this RX8 6-speed. Because if you look at the back of this guy here, it has, of course, the big chunky flex plate. And the automatic RX8 engines have a side-mounted starter here, where it's like a plate where it bolts the rear iron and the transmission together in like one big chunk. Whereas the 6-speeds have the mount in their bell housing here with these 2 bolts. So we'll have to do a little bit of finagling there, a little bit of custom work. We'll be going in this car using the front cover from my original 12A engine so that I can use these holes as mounts for the factory mount and a distributor style ignition system, because I will be getting rid of coil pack style ignition, this massive rat's nest of wiring covering this, and of course the intake on the Renesis is what makes all the low end torque. It's what makes the power in a Renesis. But if you've been following for a little while, geez, I'm hot in here, I'm overheating today. If you've been following for a little while, I'm a big fan of simplicity, like simple things. That's why I buy old carbureted cars. I don't like my fancy stuff. I don't want to go all out on this thing, but you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles. It's a slippery slope. Once you start, you really can't go back. We'll be converting that intake to a 4150 style intake from a 86 to 91 FC 4/6 port, because they do make an intake manifold adapter for the Renesis engine. Reason being I'm going 4150. Like I said, simplicity with the Holley Sniper EFI system. Of course, there's Miata parts there, and all the junk laying around, but we'll be converting to Holley Sniper, so we will have EFI. I'm not going that far back in time, but we will have fuel injection. It'll just be a distributor style ignition with a simple front cover, because you see here the water pump is built into the Renesis front cover, as well as like the alternator mount. There's a whole bunch of complicated stuff here that I will no longer need because, like I said, simplicity is key when I'm trying to build something that I can beat the crap out of, and it'll take every lick of it. That's about all I have for this video. It's really just an update. I'm sorry, I am not in any shape to be doing any physical, strenuous work. I'm beat, guys. Thanks for watching. I love you. Have a great weekend. We'll be back soon with some actual content. I appreciate you all.